Hi there. Welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. First off, I want to, take a little bit of a moment to apologize again for my somewhat sporadic uploading schedule and, like I mentioned before, work and other things have kept me kind of busy and I haven't been able to record as much as I would like, but, well, here I am now. I think last time we finished speaking with Lord Strongheart. Well, one way that I'm not recording consistently might hurt is that I'm not always going to remember important details for, later on. But I do recall that we spoke to Lord Strongheart. He was relatively okay with us, kind of messing with his dreams of forensic science and, all that shit. Because, he still has a symposium to look forward to. And also, talk a little bit about Kazuma's dad and, how he went missing. Kazuma, not his dad. His dad died. But yeah, that stuff I do recall. But yeah. Since we're done, though, I think we can go back to Sholmes' place. Because, it does say something about how we can return home now. We've got no further business. Also, and I've been adjusting my audio to try, because lately it just has not... Well, lately, or when I was working with it earlier, it just did not sound very good. Hopefully it sounds okay now. But I don't know how it's going to translate to other people. But, sorry. I got interrupted by a phone call. A ding-a-ling-a-ling. Aha! Here is my guest now. My latest client, with money to spend. Thankfully, I did not forget about Herlock and his new hair color. Still, it's a bold choice. And also, yeah, he did have a client. Oh, I do hope it's an exciting case, Hurley. Well, knowing this game, it probably will be. Remember, Iris, we are at present gripped by the greatest problem known to man. Rent. Yeah, I must be willing to accept any case, no matter how unstimulating. Save locating a runaway, of course. Don't spare anyone's feelings, will you? Are you talking about Kazuma? Oh dear, I'm afraid that Hurley can lack a little tact, especially just before the rent is due. Yeah, that's fair, I guess. But yeah, I guess he was talking about Kazuma. Oh, Jesus. Oh, hello. I recall you. You were one of the jurors at our last trial. I don't really recall the voice, besides just being kind of a feminine voice. Mr. Sholmes? Mr. Herlock Sholmes? Please. Oh, please. Please find my husband. He's run away. Oh, well, I guess you're going to be looking for... I guess you're going to be looking for a runaway after all. Everyone's so shocked. To upset me. I beg your pardon? Never mind. A personal matter. My apologies. Yeah, why does he not want to look for runaways anyway? At that point, I don't remember if he said something about that before. What exactly are you trying to say, Mr. Naruhodo? I didn't say a goddamn thing. Come, my dear madame. Be seated. Iris, some tea, if you please. Of course, sir. Did it with your fucking herbal blends and chemicals and shit. Well, what's the matter, Mrs. Otto? Oh, it's just that gentlewoman. I feel sure I've seen her before somewhere. Very recently. Yeah. You don't got fucking short-term amnesia, do you, Naruhodo? It's only been, what, a week since the last case? Yes. Now you come to mention it. As I explained earlier, my name is Evie Vigil. Oh, isn't that a sweet name? I implore you to take the case, sir. Money is no object. Simply name your figure. I need 1,000 guineas, because I missed out on my opportunity to get 1,000 guineas from my boy McGilded, and frankly, we need the money. Money and wealth are of little consequence to me, madame. You say that, but like you weren't just freaking out about rent. Being offered a case to solve is reward enough. Oh, Mr. Sholmes, you are the picture of benevolence. I will, of course, make a mental note of your offer, however, for contingent reasons. I trust you will remember your words also. If I might inquire, sir, this gentleman and lady would be... Oh, me? What I am about to tell you, I should like to communicate in the strictest confidence, you understand. Ah, these are my friends. Ah, see, Sholmes recognizes us as his pals. Isn't that nice? I assure you, you may say before this pair anything which you may say to me. Ah, I see. I can vouch for the gentleman personally. After all, he's hard of hearing. Why did I ever get my hopes up? Well. By the way, check out my armband, Miss Vigil. I'm sorry, Mrs. Vigil. Would you mind casting your eyes over this? Oh, my poor Daley. Where have you gone? What's become of you? I'm afraid she's too worried about her husband to pay any attention, Mr. Naruhodo. Either that, or she just doesn't want to be bothered with me. Probably a little bit of both. Anyway, what's on your mind, Mrs. Vigil? Forgive me for asking, Mrs. Vigil, but have we met somewhere before? Quite recently, perhaps? Oh, my! Pshaw! My dear fellow, what are your intentions? Clearly you have no ability to differentiate the facial features of the English. If you wish to invite a lady to tea, you must do so in a more gentlemanly fashion. Is it possible that you're the nice young lawyer from the trial I attended last week? Yeah, obviously. Like, again, it's only been about a week. I know, some people don't have, a good memory for faces, but... we talked to her, a fair amount to her, not too long ago, so... I knew I recognized her! Yeah, see? To have the man's face in the palm of one's hands. Oh gosh, oh golly, it sends shivers down my spine. I didn't quite recognize her because she's acting so differently now. Is she? Is she really? She's even wearing the exact same outfit. Oh, it must be very difficult for you as a lawyer. Being hard of hearing, I mean. Pardon? Oh dear, I'm so sorry. Don't worry if you can't hear. Don't worry if you can't hear. It was frippery, really. Nothing more. It wasn't so much a matter of me not hearing, it was just a matter of me not quite understanding. Which, though similar, you might assume to be similar conditions, they're really quite different. Now look what you've started, Mr. Sholmes. Thank you very much. I believe it would be prudent for you to sit quietly in the corner. Yes. Okay, so, you're Mrs. Vigil, so, what about Mr. Vigil? Tell us about your husband, madame. Or madam, I should probably... Mr. Vigil, my Daley, is 40 years of age. I have a photograph here. Ah, he's a handsome fella. An entirely unremarkable gentleman. By appearance, at least. Oh, come on, that's not very nice. He looks charming enough. How long have you been married? It will be 15 years this year. Oh boy, you guys have been seeing each other for a while, huh? I mean, you guys got married pretty young. I mean, I guess, back then it wasn't that strange, but, still. We have a cordial relationship, and my husband's income is more than adequate, so we live quite comfortably. I can tell by your fancy outfit. As it would appear. I need only look at you to know these things. Yeah, see? Both me and Sholmes were masters of observation. Oh, gosh! Your dress is the latest style. Your hat clearly regularly groomed. And your eyes are animated. Your eyes are animated. Okay, well, the first two things I picked up on, I'm not sure if animated eyes was, equals rich, but, In short, you have no inkling as to why your husband might have disappeared. Correct. That's right. He's a kind man, with a strong sense of loyalty. And he rather dotes on me. Which would point to the possibility that he has become embroiled in some incident or other. Oh, that is exactly what I fear must have happened, Mr. Sholmes. I'm quite beside myself. I don't know, you kind of look... You look to be in front of yourself, as far as I can see. If you were beside yourself, well, that would be a much more dire situation indeed. My husband's employment is somewhat unusual, you see. What if he's incurred some miscreant's ill will? What exactly is your husband's line of work? He's a warder at the prison. A warder? What the fuck is that? A guard? That is somewhat unusual. Oh, okay, because I've heard of wardens, but I wasn't familiar with the term warder. But okay, you work at a prison. Cool, I guess. So, your husband is a prison warder. That's right, yes. Well, in actual fact, he's the chief warder. Oh, how fucking glamorous. Indeed. Indeed. I see. Well, chief prison warder certainly qualifies as something of a specialist occupation. Yes, it does indeed. My poor husband must prepare those dreadful punishments and see that they're carried out. Dreadful punishments? Does she mean capital punishments? Oh fuck, is he like an executioner? And at such times, he must occasionally spend a night or two in the prison dormitory. But for that extra responsibility, he is remunerated more handsomely than the other warders. Of course, we make no mention of my husband's work to the neighbors. Yeah, knowing how Victorian England is about social status and whatnot, working at a prison, even as like a guard, it's not exactly the most, respectable work. Yes, I believe your prudence is justified. Tell me, at what prison is your husband engaged? Barclay Prison, Mr. Sholmes. Oh, we've heard of that place now, haven't we? Really? Barclay? Oh, a fine establishment. If I'm not mistaken, there's a large cemetery just behind it. Yes, that's correct. Lowgate Cemetery. Another place we've become familiar with in recent times. Gah. No. Lowgate Cemetery? The very place we were discussing in court. That's unbelievable. Quite the coincidence, in fact. Unbelievable, my dear fellow, and yet undeniable. Sorry, Mr. Sholmes, I'm afraid you've lost me. Bro, you were there. You were a juror. You know what we were talking about. Were you not paying attention? We were discussing the whole grave robbing and the professor incident and all that shit that happened at Lowgate Cemetery in the trial that we were at. But never mind. Ah, pay no heed, madam. Pay no heed. A private matter. This can't really be a coincidence, can it? Who knows? I mean, knowing these games, no, but also, you know, I don't know exactly where this is gonna go, so who can really say? Also, that's a cute birthmark you have. Or, wait, is that birthmark? Mole. I don't know. Under your eye. It's a nice little beauty mark. That's what I was thinking of. A nice beauty mark. So, to the matter of your husband's disappearance. When did you realize he was missing? Please try not to laugh. It was yesterday. I'm sorry. Yesterday? That really is recent. Laughably so. The truth is, my husband does, at times, have occasion to spend the night away for his work. It's not at all out of the ordinary for him not to return home at night, but this is different. For him to not make any contact for a whole day, that has certainly never happened before. Oh, my dear Daley, whatever can have happened? My dear Mrs. Vigil, please, calm yourself. It's not like your husband is missing or anything, it's not that fucking serious. Now then, have you contacted the police? Why, naturally, but sadly, they refuse to listen to my pleas, as my husband has only been missing for 1 day. I was asked to wait patiently at home. In truth, Mrs. Vigil, I concur with the police. However... Ugh. Sorry. Let us not be hasty. I see no reason why we should not engage my deductive powers to track down your husband anyway. Oh, thank you, Mr. Sholmes. And furthermore, let me assure you, our chance to solve the greatest problem known to man for another month has no bearing on my decision. Oh, I'm sure. I seek only to put a sweet smile on another Londoner's face. That's really all there is to it. Man, you weren't kidding when you said when a great detective is wont to lie, were you, Sholmes? You have my eternal gratitude. I shall pay any sum you care to mention. You seek only to put this sweet rent in your landlady's purse. That's all there is to it. Hey, I mean, we all gotta pay the piper, no? Thank you for everything you've shared with us, Mrs. Vigil. I believe I have all the information I need to begin my investigation. Oh, please report to me soon with good news, sir. Fear not, madam. In a day or two, I shall be contacting you with a heartening report, I'm quite sure. So soon? Oh, how splendid, Mr. Sholmes! Good news should be delivered early, I always say. And also in time for rent, I always say. If you would be so kind as to leave the photograph of your husband in my possession. The photograph of Mr. Vigil has been entered into the court record. Thank you. Now, allow me to show you the door. I can't thank you enough, Mr. Sholmes. You've been simply marvelous. Well, she seems like a nice lady. You know, I think it every time, Hurley. But how do you come out with such nonsense? Good news in a day or two. Are you sure? Oh wow, Iris is fucking calling you out on your shit, Sholmes. I can't be sure, I can't be sure, of course. But then, I didn't swear on it. I merely gave the good woman some hope. I hope to be able to give her good news, one might say. Well, hey, I mean, again, that's part of the job, right? Like, you know, we can't just be like, oh yeah, no, I'm sure your husband's, like, fucking dead in a ditch somewhere, you know? As part of the client, you know, employee relationship, you know, you gotta give them good news. You know, you gotta give them something to look forward to, even if you can't promise it with 100% certainty. He appears to have no particularly distinctive facial features. Again, I feel like that's a little rude. He's got nice eyebrows. What about those bushy eyebrows? Or his curly hair? And his big ears? Those are distinctive. Oh wow, look. Okay, I feel like you could do some like weird editing if you like took the like monocle or the magnifying glass out and you just had like his eyes and his like zoomed in mouth. That feels like a good like cursed Daily Vigil image or something. You know, if one was wont to do such a thing. After all, the rent must be paid by the end of day tomorrow. If by that time I've successfully located Mr. Vigil, we shall be mutually relieved. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Naruhodo? Don't look at me with those pleading eyes. Well, my dear fellow, did you hear the details of the case? Yes, my hearing is surprisingly good, actually. Excellent. And what did you make of it? Well, I was surprised to learn where her husband worked. At Barclay Prison, I mean. Ah, so you noted that. Of course, especially with the mention of Lowgate Cemetery. Lowgate Cemetery is at the rear of Barclay Prison, so it was renowned among us students at the university for being haunted by the ghost of condemned convicts. Barclay Prison is where that notorious man was incarcerated. The Professor. And now, a warder from the prison has mysteriously disappeared, it would seem. It's all very peculiar. Indeed. But nothing you can't handle, I'm quite certain, Mr. Naruhodo. Sorry. Run along to the prison and see what you can glean, would you? It's a prison governor you want. No doubt the man is equally worried. But aren't you going to go yourself? You're the one who accepted her case. Why do I gotta do your damn dirty work for you? Surely you needed to ask. I can't possibly be seen out with this hair. Oh, come on, it looks... You wear it pretty well. But didn't you go to Lime Street with that hair? That was a quite different matter. So, I leave it in your capable hands. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm rather busy. What are you... busy with what? You're not even gonna leave the house. Of course you are. Bro, where'd you go? You just said you couldn't leave the house with that hair, and yet here you are, just fucking disappeared. Well, that's Shulman's for you, I suppose. But alright, okay, I don't know, do I want to start here? Do I want to leave it off here? Do I want to continue? I mean, we have, you know, a new place to visit, at least. Prison Governor's Office. I don't know, it feels like, I don't know, it kind of feels like a good place to leave off, but also kind of doesn't. You know what? Okay. Like, you know, I've made it clear before, you know, I have a set schedule for how I want, or, you know, a set idea of how long and how short I want the episodes to run. This one will be a little on the shorter side, but, you know, we still made some progress. We talked. We got an idea of, like, some, you know, forward momentum of where we're going to progress with things. Because, you know, we didn't really have a hook before this. So, you know, we made progress, and that's the most you can ask for, I say. So, yeah, I think I'll leave things off for now. In the next episode, we'll visit Barclay Prison and talk to the governor there to learn a little bit more about, well, presumably about Mr. Vigil, and also maybe some of the, you know, the mystery surrounding the prison as a whole. But until then, I'll see you around.